dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Ringing the one ding ding and the boom boom boom, adding my nyatiti, then it's me and you. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? Heartbeats and stolen glances, oceans and wedding marches. Our music plays through all these days. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Ringing the one ding ding and the boom boom boom, adding my nyatiti, then it's me and you. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? My isukuti love. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action. My isukuti love. Give it to me too much, too much.
From sunrise to sunset, all day.
Usiku wa joto, usiku wa manane, usiku usioishia, katikati ya Julai, tulikuwa na furaha, hatuku stress na uhai, tulijua tu city lights ya Nairobi, they shine so bright. Oh, remember dancing in the moonlight up until the sunrise, strobe lights glaring oh so bright, katikati ya July, ya July, ya July, ya July. Skin to skin, follow the beat the whole night. Oh, we'd be disco queens, but that was way before our time. Our life is out, so we take it. So let's run naked, paint the city pink. We
got the beautiful Miss V on them vocals. Calligraph Jones in the place. Rabbit. Teamwork. Let's get it.
From outer space, out of this world, we come in peace, tell your master all. We are taking over this place right now. But bring your crew, you can let them know. We in town, they should dress up for the show. We are bringing down this town tonight, oh. In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare maneno na majali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare maneno na majali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu.
Imagine, hivyo ndo muingianga kwa klabu au jasikia tunakula life na adabu na masela sela. Wana hela umenijazka hiu mase hela ni jui basi tela ni king kaka, king of Zamunda. Tuko ndani na tumedunga kaka clothing bado mtumba. Mina manager tuko tight anajua mini spend thrift. Meza drinks nimezipanga kama Tetris.
In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare maneno na majali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare maneno na majali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu.
Bro, check it, yo, I go like boom, 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 boom. Mikono kwa hewa nikifika tu kwa boom, 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 boom. As I be rolling when I be the cruiser, boom, boom. Get out the way, I'm feeling like money today. I'm here to pour it up all over the club, I'm willing to pay, so that's how I plan to go and tap it. Hey y'all, feed what up, let's make it happen. I'm here to get it cracking. Shorties are telling me that I'm attractive, cause they be feeling the swag, I'm classic. Call me Papa Jones, and that's it. I'm on.
Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare maneno na majali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Ruka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare maneno na majali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Ruka, oh.
I've been faded, I've been naked, in different places, many faces, X-rated, I've been patient, I've been waiting. No other one that's come around can do the things you do. Who keep come around, we smoke a lot, Canadian pot, G's and bomb, touch a wine, dance along, bounce along, baby, bounce along. Wine and dine, made your mind, it's a clear sign that no other one that's come around can do the things you do. Nobody else can match my energy. Cheesy come my yeah. Cheesy come my yeah. We up all night and still we tryna be busy on the AM. Cheesy come my yeah.
patient. See, I'm not so complicated. Kakwama on my mind. Your toes are juicy, align. Moyo kapiga sign. Kisha underline. Only free because you let me be. That's the love I want for me. Long time was so baridi. Can't deny the chemistry. Ukakwama on my mind. Tuka alive. Tuka bigger sign.
Nobody else can match my energy. She's a come
She's a come
We up all night and still we cannot be busy on the AM. She's a come She's a come She's a come
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Power Morning Drive Show, the Friday edition of the Power Morning Drive. I am so excited to be here, and I hope you are as well. My name is Wanyoike, and welcoming you officially to Power Radio as we kickstart our day full of activities. You know, Friday is usually an omnibus, but we'll get later on into the program what exactly we are expecting on this Friday. But kama kawaida, remember where you can get in touch with us. We are Power Radio across Facebook. We are also on Instagram, TikTok, X, as well as our YouTube channel, Power Radio. That's PAWA Radio. Please subscribe. We can also be found on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. All right, let me just give you a snippet of what to expect on today's Power Morning Drive show. Of course, kama kawa, I start off with the daily updates of traffic in Nairobi, and then I get into our day's local and a bit of international news roundup, and then later on we shall be slaying the ballot. If you do not know what that means, then you are in for a treat, because we have the founder, the extraordinaire herself, Miss Kimberly Sandra, who started a whole blog on digital democracy as well as civic education for young people, especially now that we are ramping up towards the 2027 elections. How does that look like in terms of youth-led civic education, and participation as well? And so she shall be here to tell us exactly why she founded Slay the Ballot and what exactly she hopes that it will be able to do in terms of changing narratives, creating new ones as well, that can help us in the psyche of what it means to be Kenyan, and what it means to be Kenyan, especially in a political and very democratic, I would say, active era. You know, the climate in the country right now, you do not have a choice but to be educated about what is happening politically and democratically as well. So I'm very stoked to have that conversation. Yeah, but let's get into our traffic updates kama haraka upesi, and we'll start off, of course, with the blessing of Mwai Kibaki himself. Thika Road kumeanza traffic mapema, but anyway, it's, you know, it's Thika Road. Here that half of Nairobi lives along Thika Road. Traffic starts all the way from Utalii Hotel into town. Same situation also happening along Kiambu Road from DCI into Karura. A lot of madness happening along that front this morning. There's also a little bit of a spillover from Vindigua as you go into town as well. Same situation happening along Limuru Road. The traffic starts just as you leave the village market area into Muthaiga as well. All right, so let's see what's happening on Peponi Road. Pia Peponi Road, Kuko, bumper to bumper, especially as you go from just as you are heading towards the Zezoro restaurant into the Westlands area. It's just a little bit of a snarl up, slowly but surely moving as well. Lower Kabete Road, can also see that there's a little bit of a snarl up, especially as you leave Mwimuto through Ngecha Road into the Zen Garden area down towards Spring Valley. Just a little bit of a msongamano there, but it soon clears out after that. All right, Red Hill Link, nothing much to complain about. You guys are A-okay. Same situation also happening along Wanyoike Way as well. James Gishuru Road is also looking quite good this morning. Actually, nothing much to complain about as well. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but yes, it's usually madness. But today you guys are looking a-okay as well. Wanyoike Way kumeshikana kidogo as you go from Safaricom House into Westlands area. Then it spills just a little bit over as you go towards the University Way intersection into Uhuru Highway as well. Let's see, move on the other side of town, Ngong Road from Junction Mall, just a little bit of a snarl up actually, and actually it's outbound and inbound as well. Don't know what that's about, but it soon clears out just as you go towards the Coptic Hospital as well. There's also a little bit of a spillover as you go towards the, where is this now? Yes, a little bit of a spillover into Valley Road, kidogo too, but then soon clears out after that as well. Let me see what's happening along Raila Odinga Road this morning. Nothing much to complain about. You guys are looking all clear. Roads done and dusted as well. Langata Road is also not looking bad this morning. Oh, I do not know. Is it because it's Friday? I'm not sure. But yeah, nothing much. Not much traffic happening along Langata Road as well. Bunyala Road is also very clear as we speak right now. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the rapture has happened. I'm not sure what exactly is going on this morning. Mombasa Road is also not very heavily. There's not a lot of traffic. There's just a little bit of some stretch happening there at Capital Center area, but then all the way down as you go into the Nairobi West Hospital, all roads clear as well. Right, I think that's a situation. The Southern Bypass is also looking clear. Cabanas, Kuko, all clear. It should be a very happy day today because there's actually not a lot of traffic this morning. So that's pretty much what's happening on our major roads this morning. If you are in a place where there's an incident and you would like us to know, please let us know. The hashtag to use is the hashtag Power Morning Drive. Let me take a quick breather. We come back and get into our dailies. What has been happening around the country. But I feel like today I just want to give this a special tribute to the fallen literary, soldier, defiant writer, dissident in his right, very, very laconic in how he used to pen down his words. I'm talking about the one and only Ngugi wa Thiong'o. All right, so let me take a quick breather. We come back and get into, some of his life's achievements and what he meant for this nation and also the literary world across the globe. We'll see you after this.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power
Radio. Back with another ba bum ba bum bum. Back with another ba bum ba bum bum. Back with another one ba bum ba bum bum. Let's get it ba bum ba bum bum. Caribbean lane, just in a Mary Jane, just in a Mary Jane, just in a Mary Jane. Caribbean lane, 'cause I really like the way your music is insane. Caribbean lane, just in a Mary Jane, just in a Mary Jane, just in a Mary Jane. Caribbean lane, 'cause I really like the way chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, you chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a Jane, cause I really like the way your music is insane. Gotta be a lane, you chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, you chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a Jane, cause I really like the way your music is insane. Gotta be a lane, you chasing a Mary Jane, you chasing a Mary Jane, you chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a Jane, cause I really like it. Man, I really like it. Yeah, man, I really like to dance, really like to move my body like that. Really like to dance, really like to move my body like that. Okay, najua unapendanga energy drink, lakini ukitaka mali safi ende chain. Kuna manzi ana everything you need. Gotta break your back, gotta break your back, gotta break your back until everything don't be leveling. Go so sweet, they be jealousy. Everything about you is so highly. I know you know, they know you got nice energy. I get stronger every time, so exciting. Now what light, you mesmerizing. Nice energy, I get stronger. That is why Mary Jane makes you feel some type of way. Gotta be a lane, you chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, you chasing a Mary. You chasing a Brandon, Jerry. You chasing a Kendra, you chasing a Abby, you chasing a Erika. You chasing a Lynn, you chasing a Tracy, you chasing a Dodo. Now Warembo,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.
Kusema kweli bado na kuhata, and on the daily bado na kufata. Kosa sio hoja zaidi ya kukupenda. Vipi nikatupa ndoto tulizoziota. Uliniwasha nare enzi zetu za kupare, kwa mvinyo na makale, magizani hadi ngware, nikijifanya daktari wa mabinti wale wenye shepu za hatari, nikapotelea ndani. Ila mwambie nampenda, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda. Ukimwona mwambie nampenda, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda. Ukimwona roho sawa na mabua. I can't help but miss you every morning. Vile unapendeza, kama ningeweza jua yepi ya kutarajia, nisingejipata mashakani kwa niliyoyatenda. Ninayempenda ni wewe, hakuna mwingine wa kubadili penzi. Ningependa tuelewane, kiburi kisinikosanishe nawe. Uliniwasha pale na sikushika nare, ukanisema kwa jirani kwamba mimi kisirane. Aibu za hadharani, vile penzi hatari. Njoo unipe amani kama hapo zamani. Mwambie nampenda, oh yeah, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda. Ukimwona mwambie nampenda, roho ya mtamani bado nampenda. Ukimwona
like your flower, no, I'll let you bloom to the waters of my fantasy. Let your soul feel this harmony. Push it closer, call it to zoom. Let me ignite every part of you. Spell it out, mama, tell me what you're feeling. Let my actions be what you're thinking.
Cause it tastes like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life. You taste like sugar and spice and everything nice. Close your eyes, I'll make you realize you're winning in life, yeah. You're winning in life.
Baby, you can call me a Superman. You're my girl.
Call me a number one. Baby, you can call me a supergirl. Chochote unataka nitakupa, nitakupa. You're my man. I wanna climb to the top of the mountain. Let you cruise on this endless sea. Open up the windows to your soul. I want you to see what you do to me. Watch my spirit melt into your arms. Freeze this time so we'll never be apart, baby. I know you're comfortable under my skin, so don't let go. Hold me close, let the energy flow from my head to my toes. Like this bliss, let's get lit. Wake back up, then we do it again, baby.
Call me a number one. Baby, you can call me a Superman. Chochote utataka nitakupa, you're my girl.
Call me a number one. Baby, you can call me a supergirl. Chochote unataka nitakupa, nitakupa. You're my man.
Somebody call for my girl, call for my cure, call for my lover. Cause when the sunlight's at west side, you're always gonna be my number one.
Somebody call for my man, call for me cure, call for my lover. Cause when the sunlight is at west side, you're always gonna be my number one. Tell me how you want it, daddy. Tell me how you want it, poppy. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
Tell me how you want it, mommy. Tell me how you want it, mommy. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me how you want it, baby. Tell me what you want, I'ma make you happy. I'll make you happy, I'ma make you happy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. That is number one with Lay Band, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is guest this morning, and you want to engage us, remember you can do so across all our social media handles. Power Radio, P-A-W-A, not P-O-W-E-R. It's P-A-W-A Radio across all socials, and also on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. Miss Kimberly, Sandra, it's so good to see you. It's so good to have you here with us this morning. I'm so stoked, and the reason as to why she's here is because she has decided that she's taking this democracy and then political education and civic education by its horns. But we will talk a little bit about that kind of that work that she's doing later on. But right now, I want us to discuss a little bit of, as I told you, let's look into Ngugi wa Thiong'o. But before we get into Ngugi wa Thiong'o, say hello to the people. Let the people know who you are, what you are all about, and then we can get into our discussion this morning.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sandra Kimberly. I am 20 years old. I am a democracy and development enthusiast. So anything democracy, anything development. My friends like to say I flirt with the Constitution, like it's tall, dark, and democratic. So I am here to ensure that the Constitution does work for us as young people, and it does. And once the Constitution works for us, we'll have a better Kenya because we have the best Constitution in East and Central Africa. So I make it my duty to understand the Constitution so that I can simplify for my fellow young people.
You like to flirt with the Constitution because it's what?
Like, I like to flirt with it like it's tall, dark, and democratic.
Tall, dark, and democratic is the craziest thing I've had, but it's also so cool. I love it. And I know we will get to discuss this and much more later on.
Yes.
But so I'll do just a quick glance look into our papers this morning. Every cover page of our dailies this morning is looking at the life that was by now slain writer Ngugi wa Thiong'o.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sad day for the literary world. I mean, he just passed on at the age of 87. He's lived quite a life, to be honest.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, yes, so they can see from the Standard and the Daily Nation, they have literally dedicated pages 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9 to the life story of Ngugi wa Thiong'o. So, yeah, just grab your copies of the Daily Nation as also the Standard newspaper to find out some of his life's achievement. But you know, you are a writer yourself now, and I know we'll talk a little bit about that. I mean, what did Ngugi wa Thiong'o mean to you as a young Kenyan, if at all there is something that you could have picked up from his being, his writing, you know, the spirit of who Ngugi wa Thiong'o is?
For me, Ngugi wa Thiong'o is a rebel and was always against a system that kept on oppressing, but it was sugar-coated as a democracy. And every single time Ngugi wa Thiong'o would write, he would constantly remind us of culture and how culture, our tribes, are so important to us as Africans, as East Africans, as Kenyans. Our identity is straight from the roots. So when you find we get to a point where culture was used against us, it was very sad that we ended up fighting because of our tribes, rather than our tribes uniting us, because that's the one thing that is unique about us.
Yes.
So Ngugi wa Thiong'o to me always made sure I am still rooted in my culture. I still remember that, you know what, amongst all this, I am someone with culture, which has the richest history alive. I'm not just someone who was colonized. I have culture. There was pre-colonialism.
Yeah.
What happened during pre-colonialism? And I believe he really pointed that out in most of his writings.
Yeah.
That this is what we were doing pre-colonialism.
Yeah.
We had systems. We had a government pre-colonialism. So now when we have this, it's just colonization again, but it has been branded this good, beautiful name of we have a state.
Right.
But we had states before, but it was just in our kingdoms and chiefdoms. So for me, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, the way he was rooted deep into our culture really meant something for me as a young person.
As a young person as well. Did you get a chance to read some of his work? I mean, we talk about I Will Marry When I Want, you know, the river between. We also have things like, what was this other one? I mean, very, very notable writings that he's been able to be a part of and written. Have you read some of his work?
The one that I read and reread and I have notes on is I Will Marry When I Want.
Okay. Why particularly is that your favorite?
The topic.
Okay. Does it speak to who you are?
It speaks to who I am.
You want to marry when you want?
I want to marry when I want.
Okay.
So literally, I really loved Wangeshi, who was Kagunda's wife. And she represented this resilience and tradition. Like, as much as I am resilient as a young woman, as a woman who's about to get married, I still represent my tradition. So I Will Marry When I Want. Actually, some people say it was against the Moi government.
Yes.
It was like, how can I put it? Like a diss, a small diss to the Moi government, of which I can say, I didn't see it at that perspective when I was reading it. For me, I was just looking at Kagunda's journey and how he was resistant and everything else, and the wife. It was just something that I really could understand as me, and it really built me into the character that I am today. As much as I'm very resilient, as much as I will marry when I want, I will still be rooted deep into the tradition. And there's a quote that I really liked from that. It's called, "Religion is the sugar that coats the bitter pill of oppression." So it was used to critique on how religion misused and controlled the poor in that book. And then there's another one with, "A man with a land has a life." Like, as long as you have land, you have life. And he was just trying to remind us in that book that literally we have land. This is our land. Guys have come to oppress us, but this is our land. And once you have this land, you have life.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be looking for any other life outside Kenya or outside anywhere else. You have land, stay here, you have life.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he really had quite some notable books. I mean, we talk about Whip Not Child, Decolonizing the Mind, and this, I guess he was very angry against the colonial state as is, and he dedicated his writing towards speaking out on these injustices that were happening on a political front as well. So I don't think that history should be able to sort of erase him from even our academia, and also from our, I guess, our academic, track record as well, So do you think there will ever rise like a Ngugi wa Thiong'o in our generation?
Well,
yeah, I mean, it's a tall order. It also feels unfair to ask that because we can't also not compare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel Ngugi wa Thiong'o, what he went through, he really went through it. Like, he was exiled.
Yeah, he was exiled.
He was literally exiled.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I think in the generation we're in, I don't think we have someone who can, because when you start going against the colonial state, when you start going against, that's like you have someone on your back every single day.
Yeah.
Like, you have to sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
You cannot no longer walk around town normally.
Yeah.
Because someone is watching you with what you write and everything. So that's even cautions me on how I write. Like, as much as I'm writing to inform people and I am against some of these things, I have to cushion it in a way that someone cannot pinpoint me.
Yeah.
Because it's easy for someone to be tried with treason. Like, you see how it happened in Tanzania. Like, it's so easy nowadays. So it's not as in-depth as it was before. But now I don't think we can have someone who will rise up to even be close to the work of Ngugi wa Thiong'o, mainly because that is you sacrificing everything about yourself to get to that level of writing and publishing, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't think right now we are at the stage where we have someone who can go against the system head on like that.
I mean, Gen Zs died last year. We saw they were willing to die, They were willing to die.
But then now the thing is this. You're willing to die, and then you think about, oh my God, I have my parents. And you see the willingness to die is because I look at it from a point of frustration. We have, I say Gen Zs are the most disadvantaged generation to ever exist. Because you find the older millennials or the Gen X, they found a government that was working for them. So as Gen Zs, we were ready to die because we have nothing to lose. So that is at a point where if things start working well, we'll not have someone who will be ready to die. Because things are working well for me. I can go to uni, I can get a job, the economy is doing well. But as long as everything is against me, then you're just willing to die for the sake of it. But then now it's like, are you dying for your country or are you dying because you're no longer willing to stay in a country that does not satisfy you as a young person?
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So if you had an opportunity to meet him when he was still alive, what would you tell him?
First of all, I would, if I had an opportunity to meet him, I would just like, I was giving a high five.
You guy, my guy.
I'm like, you guy, my guy. You're such a serious man. Thank you so much for it. Because one thing I would ask him is, how? Like,
how do you do it?
How do you do it? You have a family. You have money. You are a writer. You can publish other books and get money and move. Like, what is it about writing on systemic issue that made you want to experience all what you experienced to the point you're dying? So That's
Yeah.
just what I would ask him. How do you do
How
it?
did you do it?
How did you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, really, I mean, may his words live on. He might die, but the revolution still continues.
Yeah.
The movement still continues. His words will always be here with us. And we hope that all the toil, all the hard work, all the sacrifice, all the beatings too, because he went through it, as you said. Oh my goodness. And him, he was dealing with that colonial state properly, like the proper colonial state, So yeah, we do hope that his spirit lives on. But then again, beyond his spirit lives on, we really hope that because you see, he was speaking against social injustices.
Yes.
The ideal world would be that we wouldn't need a Ngugi wa Thiong'o, right?
Yeah.
Like if everything worked, we would not be celebrating people like Ngugi wa Thiong'o. So as much as we are not dismissing or minimizing his amazing work, ideally it would be really nice to kind of live in a world where that is not needed, where dissidents are not the order of the day, where rebels, and defiant writers and educators are not the order of the day, because systems are working. So his spirit lives on, his words live on. Again, as I said, please, if you want to get an in-depth maybe analysis or some information about some of his milestone achievements and moments in his life, grab your copy of The Standard and the Daily Nation this morning. They've done quite an extensive work about the life that was Ngugi wa Thiong'o as well. All right, I think let's just leave it at that this morning. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we get into our discussion this morning, and we shall be slaying the ballot with Miss Kimberly Sandra herself. If you do not know what slaying the ballot is, well, I guess you are in for a treat for sure. So let's see you after this one song, and then we get into our discussion and you find out what exactly slaying the ballot is all about. See you in a bit.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.
Lion.
Sunlight burning.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, baby. Tell me.
Each and every day mawazo yake kwenye mind hayanitoki na sichoki. The kind of love that you only dream of to live through eternity.
Penzi, nakuwaza mimi every time when you're not next to me. Na ukiwa nami when you're holding me tight, mwili wangu haustop to shiver.
Thinking about the way I would be missing out on all the tender loving and care without you, my dear.
I cannot fathom or entertain the idea of not having you here. I'd shed a tear.
Baby, you're the only one for me. Unitoki kwa mawazo, ni wewe unafaa kuwa nami. Exclusive for you, it's exclusive. Surely you're the only one for me. Chaguo langu toka mwanzo, na nimezama kwako. Exclusive for you, it's exclusive. Reminiscing about the loving that we made, truly intimate. Cupid have to navigate, loving from Malaya, true emotion never late. Nikupe penzi moto kama kuon maliet.
Nami napenda unavutia effort so effortlessly. You drive me crazy when you roar. Tender love and kissing kwenye mwili with my head on my feet. I miss you, my baby.
Thinking about the way I would be missing out on all the tender loving and care without you, my dear.
I cannot fathom or entertain the idea of not having you here. I'd shed a tear. Ooh, baby, you're the only one for me. Unitoki kwa mawazo, ni wewe unafaa kuwa nami. Exclusively, it's exclusive. Surely you're the only one for me. Chaguo langu toka mwanzo, na nimezama kwako. Exclusively, it's exclusive.
faces, many races. I have come through many places, but I never seen a sky so blue. My mind is so free and so whole, yeah. But I never seen a sky so blue.
Yo, giddy maji, yeah. And the 6, SA, Groove Machine, come on, D-Rex, one. Yo, ilega inego wato ok nege imaka kimako wato ok make nene yote kwa lopesa wa ebengi intame aneko kibifoko uko taya maji tapo shine pile katache kakelo no watch mara dier ka himo 44 tida winjo kaluora olo mi amor pin to the war go chonge pinyi lem Yesu Lion of Judah nene maricho mase timoneji to bene wena aher ngata wenga kadita loke Judas ma Iscariot.
Many faces, many faces.
Yeah.
I have come through many places,
Yeah.
but I never seen a sky so
Giddy maji
my mind is so
Yeah.
free and so whole, yeah.
Yeah.
But I never seen a sky so
Giddy maji. Chico ting te ato tita tan. With your pinky chomoko, mako mi satan. Marakora to wena, mi akan. Cheno manya sa en mana, niki kalal. Anginga, tawenga, nena kakachal. Cheno manya sa en mana, niki kalal. Para donje wiya, kaneno gigingiya. Nikata tim nanade, meto donje wiya.
Many faces, many faces. I have come through many places, but I never seen a sky so blue. My mind is so free and so whole, yeah. But I never seen a sky so blue. Many faces, many races.
Yeah.
I have come through many places,
Yeah.
but I never seen a sky so blue.
Giddy maji.
My mind is so
Yeah.
free and so whole, yeah.
Yeah.
But I never seen a sky so blue.
Giddy maji. Badala wizi na shika MIC kama TPSC MC kutoka Kenya jo.
Ayo, nani atasema tia tujafika na siku hizi tunasikika Afrika.
Nawakilisha, natisha, nabisha, left right, yani kulia kushoto, staki msoto.
Yani ndiyo maana siku hizi tuna rock out kutoka Cairo yani mpaka Cape Town.
Many faces, many faces.
Yeah.
I have come through many places,
Yeah.
but I never seen a sky so
Giddy maji.
my mind is so
Yeah.
free and so whole, yeah.
Yeah.
But I never seen a sky so
Giddy maji.
Many faces, many races.
Yeah.
I have come through many places,
Yeah.
but I never seen a sky so
Giddy maji.
my mind is so
Yeah.
free and so whole, yeah.
Yeah.
But I never seen a sky so
Giddy maji.
many faces, many races.
Yeah.
I have come through many places,
Yeah.
but I never seen a sky so
Giddy maji.
my mind is so
Yeah.
free and so whole, yeah.
Yeah.
But I never seen a sky so blue.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. That is Giddy Giddy Maji Maji with many faces and many places, which I really want to go. I really want to go to many places and see many faces. It's playing right here on Power Radio. It is now 9 in the a.m. East African time, which means it's time for us to get into our conversation this morning. I am joined by the founder, extraordinaire, the young person who has decided, you know what, what? I am not going to sit back and see this country going into the drain, yet I have something to do about it. And she has decided to do something about it. She founded Slay the Ballot in April of 2025. And so, yeah, let's get into our conversation this morning. Miss Kimberly Sandra is in the building in the flesh herself. So, Slay the Ballot. What is Slay the Ballot about? And as you answer that question, first of all, it's such a catchy phrase. Slay the ballot. I'm used to people slaying other things, but we are this time we are slaying the ballot. So what is the science behind slaying the ballot, if there is a method to the madness? And then why did you decide to found it? And what it is about? What is it? Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah.
Slay the Ballot is just me. Slay the Ballot.
Okay.
You see, many young people were involved in a lot of things in terms of like fashion, the creative space, music and everything, concerts. But then when it comes to elections, it's a time where everyone loses themselves and just becomes this whole different person. And actually, we end up not getting what we want at the end of the day. So for me, Slay the Ballot basically is how we are before elections, during elections, and after elections. So we're not only focusing on August, the second Tuesday of August. We are working as voters, we are talking as voters, we are partying as voters, we're going to church as voters. Everything we're doing as voters. So waking up and slaying, but in all the aspects you're slaying, you're also slaying the ballot.
Right.
Yeah.
So Slay the Ballot is a blog.
Yeah, it's a blog.
Why did you create that space?
So to get young people, and I'm a person who believes go to where people are. So to get young people to be able to understand the electoral processes, the political systems, democracy in general, I thought of, okay, how best can I do this? Because civic education is very boring.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it.
So boring.
Yeah.
I cannot sit down and listen to someone telling me about devolution. It's so boring.
Yeah.
But now I realize if I'm finding it boring, we're 75%. So all 75 of us are finding these things so boring. And politics like dirty old textbooks that are just somewhere in the library in archives. So for me, I looked at it as okay, I am finding it boring. So everyone is finding it boring. I can't be the problem. So I looked at how the civic education framework looks like, and I'm like, okay, this one we can't do it. Because it's very traditional.
It's not tailored to young people.
It's the barazas and things like that. But young people will want to sit on their couch, scroll on Instagram, and watch content.
Yeah.
So that is how I decided to start Slay the Ballot as a blog.
Yeah.
But then also, I love writing.
Yeah.
I write a lot, matters governance, matters democracy. So the best way for me to do it was just writing a blog, but making the language very, very simple, using normal slang that we talk every day. Because like a friend of mine was telling me, when I'm reading your blogs, it's like you're talking to me. I can hear you talking to me.
Yeah.
Or like I can just hear this conversation. It's not that I'm reading and it's full of jargon. I can just readily hear this conversation. And one of my mentors told me, if you cannot explain something to a 7-year-old to understand, then don't do it. So for me, my main aim is a 7-year-old can understand the content of Slay the Ballot.
Okay.
Once that is done, then I'll know that everyone is getting what Slay the Ballot is trying to put across in terms of elections, democracy, and development.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was able to go through some of your writings, and can I just say, you have such a beautiful way of capturing ideas. Like there is a blog that you did about culture and what exactly. Let me just go through it right now. Let me see, where did I? There's something that you captured so beautifully on that front. Yes, the blog was Culture, Democracy, and the Power of Our Many Voices. And first of all, even the graphics that you're using on your page, and you really think about it. So take us through take us through your writing process. Like, for example, when you decide to, okay, so there's many things to ask about your writing process. So first of all, how do you decide what angle and story you're going to use as you speak on democracy? Because, for example, this one on culture and democracy, you know, it's a very beautiful offering. You are able to kind of marry what culture and cultural expression can do in terms of using culture to speak into matters democracy, which I thought was really beautiful. So how do you go about picking up the ideas and the angles that you want to speak on?
So sometimes it comes very weirdly. I can just have a conversation with someone and then they mention something and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I just end up thinking about it for a while. But the one for culture, I remember I was having a conversation with one of my friends from church.
Okay.
And it's after church and then we're just talking. And then I don't know how we got to the point of tribalism.
Okay.
And then I told him, you know, tribalism, tribe is not bad. Tribalism is bad. At that point, I remember what you were talking about. He was telling me about running for an election seat.
Okay.
And for me, I was like, if you want to win an elections in Kenya, do it in your home. Like ushago. Enda ushago, ukwe MCA uko. Because ukikuja, like Nairobi, it's going to be difficult. At least ushago wanakujua. Huyu ni mtu wetu. So you just have to learn your language. And then you go to shags. So now, at that point, we started talking about tribalism. And I'm like, you know, tribalism is bad, but tribe is not bad. It's not bad to have a tribe. And that's the same thing that Ngugi wa Thiong'o always try to tell people. It's not bad to have a tribe. So for this specific article of culture, it was World Cultural Day a few days ago.
28th of May.
And then the theme was fostering dialogue through culture. And I looked at it and I'm like, culture is not bad. We foster dialogue through culture. And for many years, young people, we've grown to hate being part of a certain culture. That's why when you ask someone, when anakona,
Mi ni Mkenya.
Mi ni Mkenya. But like, you're just more than being a Kenyan. You're more than what society portrays you to be. And that's what damaged us back in 2007. Culture was captured. Culture was not the problem. It was the hostage. It was captured and they used our songs, they used our language to turn us against each other. It wasn't culture has always been to turn us against each other. Culture forms democracy. Our tribes, if I say I want a leader who is full of utu, that's Kiswahili, but then there's utu in Luya, there's utu in Kijalo, there's utu in Kikuyu. So literally, the point where we came to hate our tribes so much was when we were sold the idea of if your person is not in parliament, your needs will never be met.
Right.
But how many minorities are not in parliament and their needs are still met? So it is no longer about, and we've seen even with the finance protest that happened last year, it's not about who you have up there. It's about the people you choose. Apart from tribe, apart from everything, it's the person you choose, the person that you choose to put in parliament. It's no longer about, if a Luo parliamentarian out there, Luos will not get what they want. It does not make sense to me. And for me, I want young people to remember, we look at you not just as a voter, but as a cultural being. You have so much history within you that we can learn from than just having you walking around Kenya.
You captured also in for example, that blog that culture can be used as our resistance. Do you want to explain what that looks like for somebody who might be wondering, okay, so I am a Masai or I am a Kisii or I am a Iteso. How does my culture, what does my culture got to do with the political and democratic setup that we are currently living in, and how can I use it as resistance to the powers that be?
So I'll take us back to 2007.
Right.
How was culture used against us? Our language was used to spread hate. Our songs were war chants. Now, it came to a point where our elders, who we once respected and would listen to, were there to bless political kings. And then we look at our ceremonies became platforms for exclusion. So looking at that and where culture can become our resistance is, what if our ceremonies became platforms of inclusion? I really love Bomas of Kenya. When you go and watch all the cultural dances, when you tour and then you see the manyata,
Bomas.
the bomas, it's really showing the amount of cultural heritage that we have. What if our language was used to unify us for civic education? Because it's not always people speaking Swahili and English. People are speaking their mother tongue. When you go to deep-rooted shags, guys need to get civic education, but someone will say, I'm not going to go there because I don't know that language. Get someone who speaks that language and go and talk to the people. And again, I say think locally, but think globally, but act regionally. You're thinking of this big idea of a good democracy, but you're not acting within your region. You cannot, the way you go to Samburu, and then you start telling them, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Literally, they'll tell you, who are you to tell us that? You get? But then when you integrate in that culture as a form of, I want to learn, I want to understand how your culture works, and we move forward as a unit like that, because the Constitution says the power belongs to the people, not a specific group, to the people. Like, it's all Kikuyus alone, it's all Luos, it's all young people, it's all old, it's everybody. So once you leave a group out, then it doesn't make sense. Because the whole aspect of I am tribeless started with us Gen Zs. But the millennials who are still like, man, me, I'm still starting with Kikuyu. Me, I'm still a Luo. So when we say we are tribeless, technically we are. We have tribes. We're not tribeless. What we need to be saying moving forward is, I'm using my tribe for unity and not for destruction. Yeah.
And you also say that culture is political, and that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Tell us more.
We had systems, pre-colonial systems, whereby we had a king, we had a chief, and how are they getting there? It was political. How did we arrive to decide this clan will be the one leading us? It was political, and everything, and that's one thing that I want to tell young people, everything in your life is political. The food you eat, where you go to eat, everything is political. Social media is political. So the moment that you say culture being political is bad, but school being political is good, doesn't make sense. Culture, we've seen these systems happening. We've seen Kina Kabaka Mwanga. We've seen the one for Ile Railway. Ni Lenana or Loibon, we've seen them, and actually their betrayal was very political. Even in our families, there's politics. So culture being political is not bad. The only thing is, when culture is used against us, that's when it becomes bad. When culture is used to divide, that is when it becomes bad. And this documentary I was watching, Why Africa is Still Poor, and that's one thing that the narrator was saying. Culture in Africa is the richest thing that Africa could ever have. But the moment their leaders came to use that culture to divide them, and then you take a political seat, not because you have ideologies, not because you have a plan, but because I am this tribe and I will give my tribe this. That's when all the tribesmen are like, yeah, all the elders come, let's bless this son to go. What if elders are blessing people who are actually going to be leaders, not that they're coming from their tribe.
Right.
Yeah.
And then lastly, culture as catalyst. You did do quite a work there. Just talking to us about the different maybe leaders that come from different cultural backgrounds and whatnot. So, I mean, it's very beautiful, and I think I will say this, props to you. I have never seen civic education done in the way that you're doing it, and it's really amazing. So how do you decide what stories you need to tell?
I feel for me it goes with the moment and what is happening in that moment. For example, for the culture, it was World Cultural Day.
Yeah.
And I felt that we cannot celebrate World Cultural Day and we're having a situation where guys feel they're not proud to say I am Luo. They're not proud to say I'm Kikuyu. Because when you say it, someone will point you as you're tribal. You're tribal, yeah. So it just happens with what is the need? What do people need to hear right now? The other article that I wrote in terms of 2002's Unfinished Legacy, the one for Kibaki, the NAC coalition that came against the Moi regime and the KANU. For me, that article came at a point where I was like, okay, we are saying we want this guy to go. We want the president to go. Who is the option?
Who is the option?
Who are we putting there? How many young people are willing to stand up and say, you know what, I'm getting a seat, whether MCA, whether MP, whether what. So for this one, I really needed young people to understand the dynamics of this thing, whereby 2002 happened, and it can happen again. We can do it again. There's no institution that we cannot do another revolution like that. But reminding them, we can only chant Ruto must go between now and 2027.
Right.
Because this man will only go through a ballot. He will not go in any other form or shape. We are in a democratic state that has a constitution, and the constitution clearly states that in any way, apart from a coup, apart from a vote of no confidence, as citizens, if we want him out, we'll have to do an election.
Right.
And if we're doing an election, we are going with politics of ideologies.
Right, yeah.
Or we want this and that, but it's only someone who is going to actualize your ideas in parliament or in government. So who are you voting for? So that's where the twist was for me at that point. Because one of my mentors challenged me, akaniambia, who are you voting for? 2027.
Yeah.
Who is there to be voted for?
Yeah.
And I said, let me go back in history, because this has happened before. And literally, they formed a parallel government in 2002. NAC formed a whole government from who will be the president to the last seat. They had to form a parallel one so they can vote for these guys and not vote for these guys. But then again, we came to realize that by the time it's 2005, they were against each other again because some needs were not met, and led us 2007 where people died. And now the legends of that time are not the disappointments of 2027. Because the same people who are assuring us that there might not be a free and fair election in 2027.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the urgency of the moment. What do people need to hear at this point? What do young people need to hear? And for the IEBC, like, I don't think any young person went through IEBC, like, who are these people? Like, did their background research on them? Because these are people who are going to determine your elections, not anyone else. So I just said, let me just do the honors of looking through these guys and telling you guys, this person is going to do this. These are their strengths. These are their weaknesses. This is what we say it's yes. This is what we say it's no. So that when these guys get into parliament and they're being vetted, young people will be eager to watch, because now they know, I know who Anderito is. Yeah. I know who Ekotang is. You get?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, because we live in Kenya and we cannot pretend that we do not live in a country with a very huge digital divide. So your work is completely digital. It's happening on social media as well. So how, I know it's a barrier even to reaching more and more and more people. So how do we navigate the digital divide while still creating spaces and room for conversation and sustaining conversations like you are doing with Slay the Ballot? Because it is important, but then again, we find ourselves at a crossroads yet again, where young people do not have access to literally everything that is set up for them.
For Slay the Ballot, we have like a whole plan, because now with working with what we have, and it was something that Reverend Timothy Njoya challenged.
I love Reverend Timothy Njoya.
Challenged in one of the events I was moderating, and he said, young people, what do you have now? Yeah. He said, I had a Bible that time, and that's what I used. to bring about constitutionalism. What do you people have? And that's one thing that really sat in my mind. I'm like, what do I have?
What do you have?
I have a phone. I have a laptop. Can I start from here? So for me, it's like, this is the starting point of making sure that young people get to understand what it is. Because if someone reads the blog, posts it on Twitter, retweets, it gets into masses.
Yes.
But then in future, I would really, even not in like close to 2026, I would really want to be on the ground.
Right.
Mashinani, just going round and just doing proper civic education with the young people that are there, understanding them, understanding their roots, understanding their culture. I had a privilege of visiting Samburu in 2023, where I did the same. But for this one, it was more of like, I didn't know how to do it because I was new to the game.
Right.
But I realized it can be done. It can be done. The only thing is, how can you unify people? But then also, the aspect of mashinani ground, you would come and do something, and then you later on someone asks you, unataka si tuku? You're like, hapana, I'm just here to
educate
you. I'm not interested in any political seat.
Right.
So that's the point where it gets really, really difficult. And also finances.
Oh, yeah.
You know, going to the ground is a lot.
It's expensive.
It's expensive because you need to think about transport. You need to go there. And me, I'm still young. I'm trying to navigate myself as well. But to be honest, once resources are there, I will gladly go and help young people in the mashinani to just do how best they can also contribute to slaying the ballot.
Right. So, you know, we could term the work that you do as digital democracy. What is digital democracy and how does it differ from democracy as we know it traditionally? Yeah.
So digital democracy, basically democracy is power of the people.
Okay.
Just that. And we have the liberal democracy, which is in Kenya, and we have the direct one. So digital democracy basically is people understanding the power of social media to activate democracy. Because people don't exercise their democratic rights. We don't even follow up on democracy at all, and the standings of democracy as a country. But in digital democracy, we're trying to remind people constantly, because digital life is like every day. I wake up, but the first thing is I check my phone. The first thing I go TikTok, I go Instagram, I do everything. So having democracy, getting into the digital space, it will remind people that everything I'm waking up, democracy is just there. First thing, Twitter, what is trending? Something about democracy. Going to Instagram, what is this reel about? Oh, something about democracy. Because for me, I really like young people I'd really like for a time where young people understand even the music you listen to. It's because we're in a democratic state.
Yes.
There are states you cannot just sing anything.
Right.
You cannot just play anything. The schools you go to, we're in a democratic state. The amount of restaurants we visit, the amount of clubs we have, we have a democratic that allows us to have that. So digital democracy is every single day reminding you, this is what is going on in democracy. This is what is going on in development. What do you need to do with your phone now that you're there? Because we're seeing people even signing petitions online.
Yeah.
So it's really helping growing the democratic space, not just confined to conference rooms or barazas, but it's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
I listen to a podcast, it's democracy. So,
yeah, for sure. So the power of narratives, obviously, this is not something that we can do, like we have to talk about the power of narratives as we talk about your storytelling, because it is storytelling.
Yes,
you're a blogger. That's, you know, you're writing, you're churning out new narratives as you also assess the old ones that have been there. So when we look at democratic narratives, in what ways have we been failing so far, and how is Slay the Ballot innovating that space? Because I believe sustaining conversations cannot happen until we get it right at the narrative stage, at the narrative level.
So the misses that I noticed from like the narratives that have been there in terms of democracy and elections, they made it so complex.
Yeah.
And I was in an event and one of the organizers said, the problems we have in this country are lawyers and accountants.
Oh.
Because a lawyer can just simply tell you
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. But why is there so much jargon that I cannot understand?
Right.
An accountant can just tell you 1 + 1
Equals.
will unbalance this sheet. So why is it that, there has to be something going around in... So I felt that the narrative that was there they had so much jargon. And also, if they were like storytelling, before you would clock it, it's confusing you. Like there's some books by the late Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Before you would clock, he's talking about
a government. Yet he's here with weddings and marriage.
You'll be there confused. But then Slay the Ballot is trying to make it as simple
and accessible,
and as possible, and as clear as possible. That mistake A will lead to result B. Nothing complex, no propaganda, katikati or anything.
Yes.
And also the aspect of our stories are being told by someone else. Someone else is writing for us. When will we write for ourselves? How will we write on how we feel as young people? How will we tell NTSA that, you know what, these Nganyas, this is our culture. This is like the way we express ourselves. It's not supposed to be something that you're condemning us every day. Just tell us this is what you need to follow. These are guidelines you need to follow. Then at a point where you get young people are not able to express themselves freely, it's very unfair. So Slay the Ballot is trying to encourage young people that, you know what, you can express yourself in the most respectable but firm manner. Because when you read the blogs, it is very respectable to the government that is there, but it's very firm on where we stand. And we're also calling both sides. As a young person, if you don't turn up to vote, someone else will vote for you and they don't care about you, straight up. But then also the government, if someone has put you in office, do what you need to do. Do not do anything different. That's how Slay the Ballot is trying to make sure that young people are getting to understand that. But lastly, the emotional aspect of it. We vote emotionally worldwide. We're humans. No one should lie to us that we vote because of ideas.
Logically.
We don't vote because of logic. We vote emotionally. So what I am trying to do is tap into the emotions of young people. Do you know why you couldn't go to that club? Because we elected a bad MP who could not take care of that noise that was being done there, so they had to. You get?
Yes.
So I really needed to get to the minds of young people in terms of hitting the emotional aspect. Do you know why your phone was robbed? Bad governance. Do you know why you can go to a police station and report that robbery and still not get your phone back? Bad governance. But then also reminding them that there was a time that things used to work in Kenya. There was a time a river was a river. Nairobi River.
Right now it's not.
Right now it's not.
A sewage.
It's a sewage.
Yeah.
There was a time people were drinking milk in school. There was a time you would go to uni and not worry about, there's funding model that is working and doesn't work. There was a time that you could get a job immediately you finish your uni. Corporates were looking for you. Government hiring was transparent. So selling them the idea that it has been done before. And it can be done again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are just joining us, this is the Power Morning Drive Show. I am seated with the incredible Kimberly, Sandra. She is the founder of Slay the Ballot, which is a blog, and only a blog right now. I'm sure it will grow into a whole movement and a whole revolution, where is a space that is specifically tailored towards youth-led civic education and also political education. And we've just been looking at what does it mean to navigate the digital democratic space is in Kenya as a young Kenyan as well, and what she's doing in order to open up that space for the engagement of young people as well. And we will still continue. I just needed to let anybody who is just joining us right now to know exactly what we are capturing in our discussions this morning. So shifting gears now, you are a writer and we live in an information age. Now, if you ask me, but nobody has, I could tell you that it is an over-information age as well, or we could also be talking misinformation age as well, with the proliferation of the technologies within information has come, artificial intelligence, we are in the deep fakes era and all those things as well. So as a writer, in this very digital era, as it were, with the continuous changes that happen, every 2 seconds there's a new technology into existence, and apparently we are supposed to all kind of adapt to these new technologies and to these new and emergent technologies, and kind of use them for the optimization of our work and the work that we put out there. So as a writer right now, what has your journey been in terms of these emergent technologies? Is artificial intelligence helping you in any way to kind of put up across your message, the message that you have for Slay the Ballot, as that goes? And then my second question would be, because there's a lot of noise. I mean, everybody else is a writer. Yeah. Everybody else has an opinion. Everybody else feels that they have something to say. Now, whether they have something important to say, I'm not sure, but I'm not the one to censor anybody's voices. Why do you stand out? Why should people come to Slay the Ballot? Forget maybe newspapers, forget all these sources that have been there for a long time. What makes you stand out? So those are very two different questions, but you can answer according to how you feel like.
For AI, the graphics you see.
Right.
I have this wild idea in my mind. There's no graphics designer. I don't have the money to pay a graphics designer.
Yeah, I wish we could Zoom. I don't know whether we could Zoom
to
in.
Help
Maybe
me
we
design.
can. Yeah, later.
So what I do is I have this idea. I'm like, this is what I want in my mind. And I generate the image.
All right.
Through AI.
Yeah.
And that's an aspect of AI that has really, really helped me. Because I'm like, I don't want to put boring blogs that look just not appealing to me or to anyone else. So I just type in the idea of what I want. So like, for example, the one for culture. Yeah. Let me just open it.
Sure thing.
So that I can just help dissect on what I actually put for AI to help me to generate.
Yeah. She's looking for, what are you looking for?
So now, this one,
yes,
I've gotten it.
Okay.
So for example, this one for culture, it was basically the new culture.
Yeah.
Of matatu.
Okay.
Graffiti.
Oh, I think I'm on the same. Yes.
Then there's the ballot, apo chini, and then there's a paper dropping.
Yeah.
And then we have this side where there is the old, like
the old life
is there,
with
the old life,
children,
and then it's like a phoenix, like a new era.
Yeah, and a heart.
Yeah,
so and an eagle,
and an eagle. So it's like a phoenix.
Oh, it's a phoenix.
Yeah, like
it's a phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a new
arising.
A new arising. But then this new arising, you see on this end. When we are doing the matatu, there's a spear.
Right.
Which is like leaning the ballot.
Yes.
And that's just to show us that was when culture was used against us.
Right.
So the spear is spearing.
Oh, wow. This is
the ballot box.
Yes.
But then this is a new dawn where both the new culture and our traditional one is merging to put in one vote.
Right.
So as me as a voter, as I look at this, I am Kimberly.
Yeah.
I have history.
Yeah.
Full of culture.
Yeah.
And I am also modern. I'm also modern. I'm full of vibes.
Right.
Full of zazz.
Yes.
So
zazz.
My two
Riz.
sides.
Young people call it Riz, Riz.
My two sides.
Yes. In Ndani.
Uniting. The ballot. Uniting to
slay the ballot. All right.
Yeah.
That's okay. So it's incredible. So why should people come to Slay the Ballot?
So people
all this information overload era that we are currently in.
So, slay the ballot.
Yeah.
Why you, this is my camera, yeah? Why you should come to why you should come to slay the ballot is because, number one, slay the ballot is the only place where I, as a writer, will relate to you sitting at home. I am able to get articles that are relatable to any young person, any that we go through is on Slay the Ballot. And with the era of misinformation, everyone is talking, everyone is silence the noise, come to Slay the Ballot.
Right.
Because Slay the Ballot is a movement that is leading us to a systemic way of getting a better government. And one thing I usually like telling people is that the only people who are in a system were given the country. And if you understand what that means, the only person who set up a system and got a leader, they were given the country. But right now, you want to be part of the decision-making table. The largest decision-making table that is granted to us for free by the Constitution is elections. And that is why Slay the Ballot should be where you're getting your articles, where you're listening between now and before we do our elections in 2027.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a whole PSA. I'm sure they have listened in. So the research to your work on the blog, what does it look like? Is it a matter of constantly getting angry at the systems that you're having to grapple with? Are you watching the news all the time? Are you having conversations with your peers around? What does your world look like before an idea comes to mind, and then you ideate, you conceptualize, and you put it on the blog as well?
Actually, it comes having conversations.
Okay.
I am someone who loves intergenerational dialogue.
Oh, love that.
I really love intergenerational dialogue.
Yeah.
I love speaking to older people, telling them, how are you doing it? How is it for you? That's something I really, really pride myself in, because I enjoy intergenerational dialogue. I can sit with an 80-year-old and enjoy having a conversation with them.
That, yeah.
And from that conversation, when something comes up, I'm like, oh, okay, I can write about this. Also watching the news, like the daybreaks, where you're listening to political analysts talking about how the government is, the comment, like it just gets you a bit annoyed.
Yeah.
But then you're like, we need a new government, man. We need a new no matter what we do, we need a new government. So it's just conversations, watching news, reading the newspaper online, just going through online. And sometimes it's just like someone telling me, and I feel like one of the blogs I wrote on whether we're doing elections in 2026 or 2027, it was a phone conversation with someone.
Wow.
And I remember I argued with him to the point where I didn't want to talk to him anymore. Because I'm like, what do you mean? I can't, no, table go look, this is what was happening. And then when I went and looked, I'm like, okay, this is what is going on. Because I cannot be on the news all the time.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
So I'm conversing with people and just being open-minded and free. Like I wouldn't mind if someone comes and tells me, I think you should write about this. If I think I can, I'll do it. And I'll consult you to help me.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, like the ballot is different. If you think there's something that you think needs young people to know, we'll write it together and post it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are some of the unique approaches that you use.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So looking at the current times that we are in right now, I mean, let's even start with the Kenya-Tanzania showdown that has been along these TikTok streets, the madness that has ensued over there. So when you look at how we interact with social media in the digital space as young people right now, do you feel that it kind of complicates the progress that maybe you are trying to make within the digital democracy space, or does it even further does it further advance the work that you're trying to do? Because yeah, it was very hilarious. I was laughing, just doom scrolling throughout that whole entire Tanzania, Kenya, Gen Z. We could say largely it was a Gen Z online war. But I wonder what kind of politic it sends across to someone like you who is at the nexus point of you're educating young people about political education, whether it be regionally or even locally in Kenya and sometimes globally. Yeah, and what precedents does it set even for where we go from this point coming towards the 2027 general elections?
Personally, I am not. I am not a fan of online wars.
Okay, why so?
Because
it's so funny though.
It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, you'll have a very, very good laugh. But when you look at the in-depth of some of these online wars,
reading between the lines, yeah.
Because it's reading in between the lines. It's a form of ridicule that, to be very honest, is not sitting well with me personally.
Why
because
do you say so?
If I have a problem with you, and if I see you're not leading this show well. Why and I know there's a system of me ensuring that you're not doing well. Why am I going and ridiculing
you online?
on social media
Instead of having a conversation?
Instead of like having a conversation or having a systemic way of letting this be known. Like someone can have a mic and talk about it, but the form of ridicule that is being done, to me personally, I just feel it's breeding something that we will not be able to curb in the near years. And social media is one of the worst places to be in. In fact, especially if you're like a politician or something, it's very bad. But then again, you're looking at young people going on social media to do this. But then we're seeing, even on ground, how political intolerance is getting very high, where you find President Rushiwa Kiatu. MP anafukuzwa sijui wapi. You know, this thing it is something we enjoy because you're not experiencing it, but it's forming a state of lawlessness in our country that when it knocks at your door, you'll not be able to curb it because now we all enabled it. And I'm not saying it at a point of I'm supporting. Politicians need to be told what they're doing is wrong. But the great approach to it is politicians are diapers. Change them often.
That needs to go to a t-shirt. Yeah.
Politicians are
Slay
diapers.
the ballot merchandise.
Yeah, change them often. The moment you encourage a person to stay in a seat for long, and then you start ridiculing them when you had an opportunity to not be part of the conversation, then what are we talking?
Yeah.
And for me, I look at the Tanzania and Kenya, especially like the one for Samia Suluhu.
Yeah.
As a woman, for me personally, I'm like...
unnecessary.
Some of these things are unnecessary.
Yeah.
Some of the ridiculing is unnecessary. Someone saying ananyesha is very unnecessary. It is very, very unnecessary. And then someone saying this is what, and then you see someone saying hapo chini, this is what happens when you have a woman leading. So what does it mean for us young women who want to be leaders in future?
Yeah.
You get it? It sends a very bad picture to us young women. And if a man was the one doing what Samia is doing, you wouldn't hear men having such comments.
Yeah, true.
You would not hear men having such comments. Yeah. But because it's a woman, all of a sudden now it's like ananyesha. Also it happens when you have women as presidents. For me, I feel like online wars, from where I am at Slay the Ballot, for me selling a different agenda with the online wars going on, it puts me a step back because I'm the type of person, I stand on this. I don't support this. There's a better way to go around this. Putting someone in a casket doesn't mean in 27 they will be dead. They'll still be here with us.
Right.
They'll still raise the taxes. They'll still make life a living hell for you as a citizen. So putting them in a casket doesn't make sense. Why don't you use your social media with a huge following to actually tell people the right way of going about things instead of doing the mimicry that has been done in the most gruesome manner.
Ways, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it. Okay, so now as we come to the almost end of our conversation, 2027, the big return of, I don't know what, it's being treated as the return of Jesus Christ, but it's not. Everybody is literally talking about 2027 general elections. I wonder what, I guess, your assessment of what the online space is going to look like in between now and 2027. What do you think young people are going to, I guess, what do you think young people are going to be doing as we ramp up towards the 2027 general elections, as pertaining the digital democracy space? And also, like, is it something that you're also constantly having to grapple with as you create the platform for young people to engage online?
So for between now and 2027, there are two sides of it.
Yeah.
Either young people will challenge each other, encourage each other to register as voters and vote.
Okay.
And the other side, which I am leaning to the latter, is you would find young people wanting to abstain because they don't trust the IEBC that has been set up. Because you find politicians are already saying that IEBC is not legitimate.
Yeah.
As early as now.
Yeah, yeah.
So there are two sides to the story. Whether young people will completely say we're abstaining, we're not registering, we're not doing anything, or they encourage each other. You know what, guys? You see, with this rigged IEBC, we will make sure that there's no point in which even one ballot will read this is the MP.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
But then taking the easier option of let's abstain this.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's not go and vote.
Yeah.
And then cause chaos. And then what will happen? Chaos will happen, and someone will just get the seat again, and we'll go back to the same cycle. But for me, I really want to encourage young people, turn up and vote. Turn up, register, and go out and vote. Because if you don't, someone else will vote for you, and they don't care about you. They don't care which university you're in, they don't care. So for me, it's just to ask that young people, we have been failed by the system. That's why Gen Zs don't trust systems generally. We don't. We've been failed by the system, count again. Yeah. But for this moment, I'm just asking the young people to just trust in the IEBC that is being put and vote. Let's just throw, ni kama kuruka deep end. Turuke tu deep end. Tukizama ni sawa, but tunaruka tukijua this is what we want at the end of the day. We want to make sure we have a good government. And then people need to turn up. We need to see some of the student leaders that we've been having to turn up and get seats also.
Yeah.
To join political parties.
Yeah.
Political parties are not bad. We have 91.
Yeah.
We're only seeing 3 or 4 fighting at the top.
What happens to the remaining 80-something?
So many 80-something political parties that young people can choose to get in those parties, unite, and vote in leaders. Because if we don't take seats in that parliament, we will be like, no, we did nothing. If we do not take up those seats, we'll do nothing. And it takes me back to finance bill. If we had parliamentarians who listen to the people, we will not have gotten to where we've gotten. So 2027, if we take people in parliament who are the same old people we know of, the same person who has been there count and time again, then we'll continue having the same social injustices. We'll continue having the rule of law will still be how to get away with murder. Hakuna kitu ingine tutakuwa tunafanya.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's next for Slay the Ballot?
So for Slay the Ballot, we're looking forward to having more articles.
Okay.
And getting into Twitter. We're not on Twitter yet.
Oh, you're not on Twitter yet? Okay.
Want to get into Twitter, but
So
you want to ask.
Instagram for now?
Yeah, it's Instagram for now.
Okay.
You want to ask that young people, if you're watching, just go to Instagram on Slay the Ballot. All the articles, repost, reshare.
Yeah.
We're not even asking anything. Mimi sichangiwi.
Yeah, because that was Ebu Wambie. Tell them, yes, of course there's a price to democracy, but not every time.
But not every time.
Maybe extorting
the only price is your 20 bob bundle to just reshare on the content of Slay the Ballot.
Yes.
On your Insta, on your WhatsApp status, send to your family groups, post it on your Twitter. That just reshare, repost. Share, repost.
Right.
Only. I'm not asking for anything else. We will do everything, give you the content, just share, and have these conversations. Because in future, I'm looking at having like ballot hangouts.
Oh,
like the ballot hangouts.
Cool.
So we'll just hang out and talk about our manifestos as young people.
Yeah.
What do we actually want?
Yeah.
Why do they come and tell us what we want as if we don't know?
Yeah.
They come and say, najua mnataka kazi. And we know no politician can give us a job. So we're looking forward to having those ballot hangouts.
Okay.
But it needs to happen when guys follow and reshare and so we can have build a community around the ballot hangouts.
Yeah.
And I also have an Instagram channel called Pretty Political, where we just talk about politics but make it pretty and messy sometimes.
Pretty and messy?
Pretty. And it's pretty political.
Pretty political.
But then now, sometimes it gets a bit messy, but it's very pretty.
But it's also very pretty.
Yeah.
Well, what is this a different approach as well altogether?
It's just like a branch of Slay the Ballot, whereby people are getting to understand how I think politically before actually reading my blogs.
Okay.
So now you see, if I post on the channel, on Instagram, I've watched the news today, so someone will understand, oh, this is how Kimberly thinks in terms of politics and stuff. And then now looking at, that informs how she writes these articles.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty political. Pretty political?
Yeah, pretty political.
Okay, fantastic. Alrighty, as we wrap up our conversation, do you know, we've talked for 1 hour straight. I can't believe it. Yeah. Time really flies, man. Yeah. So what is your clarion call to young people? I mean, we've talked a lot about young people owning their voices. You're one young person who is owning her voice and hopefully putting it out there so that you can see it replicate itself to other young people having an attempt of owning their voices and speaking up against this quagmire that we are currently facing in terms of democracy and governance as well. So what would your clarion call be, or call to action for young people who they do not know first of all, how do we even access our own voices? That's number one. Number two, there's a young person who still thinks that they can afford not to plug into political and democratic conversation. So what would your word be to such a young person? Then thirdly, what can young people do, like with anything that they have? Where do they rate themselves in the story, this Kenyan story, this Kenyan existence, and sort of leverage on that to speak out on the issues that needs to be spoken out on, which there are a lot. Yeah.
So in terms of owning your voice, most of the time, it's what will people say when I say this? That's something I battled with, but then I came to realize if I keep on thinking about what will people say, I will never say anything. I will still be quiet. I'll still be doing things in the house, but not actually owning my own voice. Because once you let your mind think about what will people say, they will write their story about you. And at the end of the day, they will not capture the real you. So it's a journey of not caring. Like, choose to not give a damn. Just choose to not give a damn and walk. As long as you know what you're saying is right, firm, and respectful, you're good to go. young people, the only thing I would call is that, guys, if there's a time where we need to actually turn up, is second Tuesday of August, 2027. That's just it. Mobilize yourselves, call each other, form WhatsApp groups, the same way we're doing Maandamano. Form WhatsApp groups, community channels, and just prepare for 2027. Because if we don't do it as early as now, me, I usually say governance ni kupangwa. Governance ni kujipanga.
Okay.
So, kama hujajipanga, kama by now, washajipanga, the powers that be washajipanga on how they're going to navigate 2027.
Right.
So us as citizens, especially young people, tumejipanga aje. How will we get what we want in 2027? And that's why I'm calling you guys to follow Slay the Ballot, read our articles, and form small groups, mobilize each other. And I'd want to see elections looking cool, not boring.
Not boring.
Not boring. Like,
how though? How do you think that should play out? Do you have a plan?
My idea of an election is...
Tell us.
We go there.
Yes.
I don't know, do they allow music?
I'm not sure. I mean, Angukanayo would be great.
Like, in the morning, people are like, yo, we're turning up to vote. Then you're on Twitter.
Are we dressing up?
Yeah.
Should we dress up nicely?
We dress up nicely, and then you're posting on Twitter.
Okay.
Hashtag.
I'm out here. I'm
about
outside.
to slay the ballot.
Okay.
You get, like, now everybody's posting a picture of their polling, how they're in their polling stations.
Yeah.
Cheese, mini groups.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we go and party.
All right.
After that, we go and say, you know what, guys? We stood in that line for so long.
Yeah.
Let's go have some lunch. Like, guys, it doesn't have to be boring with a line of githeri.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Jabs were being thrown to githeri, man.
Just come. Just come.
Yeah.
And enjoy yourselves.
Right.
And that's what I look at it. Like,
okay.
Let's just have like a nice... Unapata this polling station, and then like, this polling station, where are we meeting afterwards? Watu wa Embakasi East. Patana happy. The tunnel, bus.
Let's go.
Like, make it interesting, make it fun, but for you, knowing very well that you will turn up to vote. Because it can't be interesting if you don't turn up to vote.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sasa tumesikia, and then Ojuizi should come to this concert.
Ojuizi should come, anatuimbia hapo.
Yeah.
Like, even if we do a mass concert.
Right.
Uhuru Gardens.
Yeah.
After voting. Please, event organizers will do that. Will do that for us.
All right.
As long as we say we're voting.
You might make me want to vote for the first time ever in my life if that's what voting is going to look like.
Voting needs to be. It doesn't have to be boring.
Because I look at the lines and I'm like, I could be sleeping right now. I could be doing more fun activities than standing in this line. Yeah. All right. Okay. So where can people find you? How can people plug into the movement?
So my Instagram is Kimberly .m.s.n and Slay the Ballot, basically. So I'm only on Insta. Yeah, I'm an Instagram girly. I believe in the power of Instagram. I have not diversified to other social media accounts, but I will soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can just find me on Instagram.
Okay, so that's Slay the Ballot, Pretty Political, and Kimberly. Where do you even have time to manage all those different 3 social media platforms?
Actually, Pretty Political is a channel on my personal account.
So
it's just in line with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, it's just like I enjoy posting on Instagram so much.
Okay.
I don't find it
like it's work.
Difficult.
Okay.
So when I'm trying to go to Twitter, and I'm like, I've never navigated Twitter properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the type of person who has like intellectual humility. So I have a friend who is very much on Twitter.
Okay.
So that the ones who are like telling me like, this is how we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy learning from people. Even if you're there, you know how to navigate YouTube. Just tell me, this is how we can navigate through YouTube.
Yeah.
I've never navigated, so I don't know.
Right.
But I am very humble to learn from other people. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Fantastic. Kimberly, thank you so much. You are the present, you're the future. And I'm super excited to see where this journey leads you. I think I told you, it's really, I want to give you your flowers. You have captured so beautifully what democracy should be about. and using the various avenues or the various expressions of who we are, including culture and everything else in between, to explain very, very technical ideas of what democracy is. And I think every young person needs to get on to Slay the Ballot. So keep doing that, keep doing you, keep being amazing, and hopefully we'll see you in 2027 on that.
Hosting a concert.
Hosting a post-election concert, not post-election violence, anything.
A
so
post-election celebration concert.
Yeah, post-election concert celebration. I think PECC is looks like something we should work on.
Yes.
Alrighty, sawa. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. We have been speaking to Miss Kimberly, Sandra there. You've had brilliant work that is happening with young people, in Kenya. I think 2024 June did a 360-degree turnaround in Kenya's landscape politically and also in terms of democracy and governance. I think we have continuously witnessed the sustaining of conversations around politics that young people maybe before were not necessarily interested in, and we are going to continue creating spaces and avenues for young people that are doing this amazing work as Kimberly is doing. But before we let you go, let me just read a couple of comments from people that are joining us this morning. Britif anasema, this is what I'm here for. All right, thank you. Me too, Bri, me too. Wayne Manu, she is really pretty and outspoken. Wewe, watu wakona wanakusalimia huku. I agree, Wayne, absolutely. But beyond pretty and political, she is very smart and intelligent and using her voice for the right reason. So we love a beautiful girl, of course, for the girl is out here, but we also like a beautiful and brainy girl for sure. Yeah, so that has been our time, and please come back again. We cannot end this here. Please come back again so that Wayne can look at your beautiful face again. Yes, please.
Thank you, Wayne.
Of course. Asante sana. All right, guys, thank you so much. This has been absolutely fun. I will see you next Monday. And next Monday, guess what? We shall be talking about hip-hop and pedagogy. Imagine that. Dialect. He's a hip-hop writer, a hip-hop rapper, a hip-hop artist, and also a hip-hop educator from New York. Yeah, baby. And we got to sit down and have a chat about how he is using hip-hop to speak on issues, financial literacy and building financial systems in his community back in New York and, of course, throughout the United States of America. So it's definitely a conversation you do not want to miss out on. I will see you on Monday. But until then, it's goodbye for now. Catch Miss Caroline Murote from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. with Shiversations. Then later on, of course, Power Up, the gang is back for that as well. And then Miss Flozz comes in with Ital Groove from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. for all you reggae lovers out here. All right. My time is up. See you. Love you. Thank you. God bless you. And see you on Monday. Bye-bye for now.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
This proves to be such a beautiful night, so I wanna stay out with you till the morning comes along. No, hallelujah. Give me the word and a bit of me. And now we made it to the mountain tops. Let me take your hands, baby, lead your way. And now we're cruising to the promised land. Mind a low, better not mind a low. And now we made it to the mountain tops. Let me take your hands, baby, lead your way. And now we're cruising to the promised land. Mind a low, better not mind a low. Kai go dire atia, kai go dire. Ye kumbanya de daga ka oda siri. Kai go dire atia, kai go dire. ke moto serious. Milima na mabonde, ore wa yora yora. Milima na mabonde, ore wa yora yora. Milima na mabonde, ore wa yora yora. Milima na mabonde, ore wa yora yora.
Nama chukagera rosine ke besilia my dear. Nama chukagera rosine ke besilia my dear. Na dear busy ona me hangani no dige we haraya ni no chuke ogora mawani ko he ona diawe kana gwe kedoge sama ta ojere tane wakinya chuke goe how getine donge ni wacho
Komanya de daga ka oda serious.
Donge ni nyisa
Komanya de daga ke moto serious. Milima na mabonde, ore wa yora yora. Milima na mabonde, ore wa yora yora. Milima na mabonde, ore wa yora yora.